My name is Chris Norton. We're here today talking about our CIP process here at Oxford High School. Today I'm interviewing our principal and the chairperson of our CIP team, and that is Mr. Heath Harmon. We're going to ask a few questions and kind of delve into a little bit about what goes on with the CIP process. So first, what is your specific role in completing the CIP and technology plan?
So with me as being principal of the high school, I oversee our CIP team, which is made up of staff members, and among those staff members we have 5 leaders for each one of our 5 goals. So we have 5 goals, so we have a teacher on staff that takes the lead role in each one of those goals, and I oversee that CIP team and that CIP process.
How does your position on the CIP team impact students at our school?
So our CIP team, as I alluded to earlier, we have 5 goals, and so those goals make their way to our students by us looking at evidence. What does our data tell us? We make those evidence-based decisions, and then the things that we're doing, the action steps we're taking to achieve our goals, then we're making sure that they're finding their way into the classroom with our students.
How do you as a leader determine the school's priorities for CIP that will ensure that the vision and mission of the school is met?
Okay, so for our CIP goals, we have involvement from all of our stakeholders. We have everybody in our building involved. We have our district involved. We also have community members and parents. And so with all of those stakeholders being involved in that, they all have a voice and are able to weigh in on our goals and what we want to do with our CIP process. And so this is done with our vision and our mission at heart. So we're able to take that information and make sure that that's aligned to our CIP goals that we want to achieve.
How has the CIP process changed since you started in education?
I would say the biggest thing is our commitment to basing our decisions on evidence and making sure that we are using high impact strategies. So just making sure that we are basing what we do on what the evidence is telling us, and then along the way making sure that we take time to stop and look at what our most recent data is telling us so that we can continue to improve.
How is your role different than those at the elementary and middle schools?
I think at the high school, the biggest difference that I see is that elementary schools are usually instructional kingdoms. There are teachers on the elementary level who are very skilled at instruction. And at the high school, we have teachers who are also very skilled in instruction, but we tend to be more content heavy. So we're kind of content kingdoms. So to me, we try to bring those two worlds together actually, instead of being different. And in our similarities, what we would like to do is have that content knowledge, but also be adept at instructional strategies and look at not only the what we teach with our curriculum, but how we teach it with our instructional strategies.
Okay, how is it the same?
I would say that we are probably, if I wanted to look at something that's the same, I think the process of really making sure that we're paying attention to how we teach, how we plan our instruction, how we use collaborative planning times, things like that, I would hope would be more like an elementary school. And then we also bring elementary classes onto our facility. We have a room that we call the glass room where you can observe the class from outside looking through. Obviously a window, and we have audiovisual equipment set up, headphones so you can hear what's going on, and we can actually have our teachers observe elementary classes and then debrief with those teachers. And sometimes the elementary teachers have a lot of questions for us about content. We have questions for them about some of the instructional strategies that they use, and that's a good way to bring both of those worlds together.
Okay. How do you see what changes do we need to see the greatest positive impact on our students?
So I think the biggest thing that we've got to make sure that we do is we know high impact strategies. We know what to do. the issue is that gap between knowing and doing. So we're constantly trying to take the things that we know, the things that we know that work, and make sure we're supporting our teachers so that we can see it in the classroom with our students. So whenever we do any type of professional development, we're always asking ourselves, because a lot of times you'll leave those sessions feeling really good, is it making it to the classrooms, to the students? So it's important that we support our teachers so that what we know works will be found to be actually happening in our classrooms.
How do you see those changes being put into place?
Well, here at Oxford High School, the way we're able to put that in place is we have collaborative planning time for all of our core teachers. So we're a 7-period day at Oxford High School. Our core teachers teach 5 of those periods. Sometime between 2nd and 7th period, they have their traditional independent planning time, and 1st period, they have collaborative planning time. So we're able to be together every day and work on, like I said earlier, the things that we know that work, those high-impact strategies, that professional development, and then make sure that it is finding its way into the classroom.
What impact in the decision-making process comes from the administrative level? We're talking assistant principal, principal, superintendent, and school board.
So all of those people that you mentioned are all involved in the CIP process. We have 3 meetings a year where we have all of our stakeholders. They come to our school. Like I said, we have parents, community members, people from our district, people from our staff. We look at our 30, 60, 90-day plan. We kind of look at the most recent data that we have, and then we get into classrooms and visit classrooms. So that's 3 times a year where we can really get people together, where assistant principals, principals, superintendents, our school board members can have an impact on that. So they're heavily involved in our CIP process.
Okay, just maybe elaborate a little more on how these stakeholders are involved.
Well, like I said earlier, we do meet 3 times a year where all of those people come together. We go over where we are on our plan, we look at our goals, we look at the most recent data that we have, and then we do classroom visits. We also, at the beginning of the year, as part of our in-service before school started, we have over 100 people on campus here, 100 adults, anywhere from bus drivers to CMP personnel to custodians. And we brought everybody into our connection. We posted our 5 CIP goals, and we just did like a gallery walk and had everybody weigh in on what they thought were the best actions to take to achieve those goals. Maybe there were actions that were already in place that they thought we could improve, or that they wanted to draw attention to that they thought were really working, or maybe something that they wanted to try that was a little different. So we are always looking for opportunities to involve everyone. As a matter of fact, in our evidence room, we actually have one of the slogans on the wall is "the answers in the room." So it's not the Superman mentality of one person fixing all these issues. It's everybody coming together, being able to collaborate and be solution-oriented professionals so that together, we can find a way. So that's very much evident in our CIP process. We're getting all of our stakeholders involved.
Okay, well, appreciate your time, and thank you for talking about the CIP process with us.
Thank you.